Hey y'all, this is Jen Williams, independent team Beachbody coach, and I'm super excited that you're here. I just wanted to take a couple minutes and share my personal health and fitness journey with you. I think it's important to share our journeys because I think there's a lot of people that we can relate to, that we can help, and everybody has a personal journey. Yours is yours and mine is mine, and wherever you're at in your journey, it is a journey. So there's definitely, I think, a starting line, but there's never really a finish line because it is an ongoing process. But for me, mine might not look like a typical, journey of weight loss transformation. There's some weight loss involved, down the road after having babies. But my journey really starts with kind of the opposite end of the scale. And I actually had a weight gain journey. That's my transformation. So back when I was coming out of college, so in my early 20s, mid 20s, I was always athletic. I played tennis in high school and college, was a cheerleader in high school and grade school, loved it. So I was always active, but like traditional fitness, I didn't really start, with like traditional fitness working out until I was in college, really. And then after college is I think kind of where the majority of my fitness journey started. But I developed a real love for running in my early 20s and almost to the point of kind of excessive. But I loved running. That was like a great outlet for me. Fast forward to now, I really hate running now. But just kidding. I just don't do it a lot anymore. And so it's gotten much harder for me, but I do enjoy it. But just a little side note. So I developed this love for running, and that was kind of my means for exercise. But what happened over the course of like running a lot was I just started losing a lot of weight because I was running so much. And it started off really unintentional as far as like weight loss. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I was like what you'd call normal, just like normal and healthy, had a normal BMI range and all that. I just wanted to work out. And so, but over time, over a couple months, I remember this one summer in particular, I just like lost all this weight because I wasn't fueling my body for the amount of exercise that I was doing. And so the weight just like dramatically fell off. But as the weight started to come off, I started to get all these compliments like, oh, you're so thin. Like, I wish I was thin like you. Like, how do you do it? And so I was like, okay, well, this is cool. Like, I'm in a good place. And so gradually I started treating food poorly. I wasn't fueling my body appropriately. I wasn't eating enough calories to account for the amount of exercise I was doing and really just sweating like in the summer. But that kind of led to these unhealthy habits. I was cutting calories throughout the day because I started to get obsessive about, well, I don't want to gain any weight. Everybody says I look so good, getting so thin and so fit. But I was just getting like small and just really skinny. And so I just started developing these bad habits. I would like eat very little throughout the day. And then by nighttime, I was so hungry that I would be binge eating on just crap. Just, anything I could find, like snacks, popcorn, pretzels. I'm not a big candy person or sweets person. I love salt. So for me, it's like the chips and stuff like that. So I was like going towards that stuff versus like actually fueling my body with healthy things like fruits and vegetables. I would literally throughout the day eat like chicken breast, sweet potato, and like lettuce. And it was terrible. And so that continued for several years, and my body just like melted away. It was terrible. And over many months and really many years, probably a good 2 years, I was very thin, like just around my lowest weight was 103 pounds. I'm almost 5'6", so I'm not quite 5'6". So you can imagine someone like an average height female, maybe a little bit taller than average height, and at just over 100 pounds is extremely thin. My BMI was at an underweight, unhealthy category. I stopped having my period. Just this whole slew of, I was cold all the time. I would get headaches. Like it wasn't fun. And I would feel that, but I just wasn't ready to make changes. I was obsessed with the scale. You know, if I saw it creep up, I would weigh myself every morning and every night. If I saw it creep up, I wouldn't, eat later. It was just bad. You start to imagine just the type of cycle that this creates in your mind. And I know there's many of you watching out there who maybe in similar shoes as I was, or maybe you're on the other end of the scale, and for you it's weight gain, and some of those things you feel are out of your control right now. No, I'm here to tell you that you can change it. You can reverse those habits. It takes time. It is not an overnight transformation. It took me many, many, many months, and so much of it is right up here is where it starts. But what I want to finish with my story is that over the course of these months, living the way that I was it was just not good. And I slowly began to see that and realize that. But again, I still just wasn't ready to make those changes. I had family and friends very worried about me. And it really wasn't until I met my now husband that I really kind of, this switch just kind of flipped in me, where I said, I just don't feel strong. I just don't feel really good about myself. And I want to feel good about myself to contribute to this relationship. And so for me, it was just, it was realizing that, and then deciding that I needed to make a change. Again, it wasn't like an overnight thing, but I realized I needed to make a change. So I said, okay, what do I need to do? What are some things that I need to do to improve, to slowly make some changes? And so with exercise, I knew that exercise was a good outlet for me, but I needed a way that it was healthy, that it wasn't obsessive. And to be quite honest, this is kind of where my Beachbody story comes in. Like many, many, many people out there, I was watching an infomercial one night when I was traveling in my corporate job at the time. I was traveling as an event planner, and was up late, coming in, winding down at the end of a long day out with customers. And I saw this program, Turbo Jam. That was my jam for a while. But I saw this program. I was like, gosh, that looks like fun. And I kind of need something to do when I travel. If you've ever been to a hotel gym, when you travel, some of them are very nice, but most of them, it's kind of minimal equipment and there's not a whole lot to do. And so I just thought, I need something I can do in my room or just on the go that's easy. That's no equipment. And this was no equipment. So it was great. Maybe a resistance band for a couple workouts, but I got Turbo Jam. And so I started with Turbo Jam and I loved it. It's like a kickboxing workout, and I was hooked. I loved the trainer, Shalene Johnson. She was just a ball of energy. And I just thought, this is so fun. And so came to kind of understand Beachbody a little bit more and the programs that they had at the time. They were just coming out with P90X was new on the market. So it was kind of this coming into this more extreme home fitness workout, which, little side note, it's so different now. It has evolved tremendously. But I thought, wow, P90X, that looks cool. That looks fun. That looks hard. And I want to try it. And so I got it. And I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And I was so skinny at the time. But I was ready to learn. I was ready to change my habits because I thought, those people look strong, they look healthy, and I want to look that way. And so I followed it. I followed the plan, the program. I started looking at the nutrition and saying, okay, if I want to look like this or feel like this, I need to fuel my body like this. And so slowly those habits started to change for me with the help of my husband, then boyfriend and fiance. But, so we started cooking and just eating a little bit differently. And I told myself, you know what, I'm going to be open to trying red meat and some other things like that. Became to be a really big fan of fish. So just, those are a couple of examples of just how my habits evolved. Then I was introduced to this great product, Shakeology. Haven't missed a day since. So I have been drinking it for over 6 years, and it's been a tremendous value to my health. I wholeheartedly believe it helped me get to a healthier place, had helped me learn how to eat healthier, fuel my body better. It just made me feel better and want to, therefore, change other areas of my eating habits because they were so lacking. And so, for me back then, when I was kind of slowly going through these changes and realizing I needed to make some changes, going to a doctor visit, my annual checkup, and her telling me, I really don't know if you'll be able to have children. Your BMI is so low, you're not getting your period, your cycle is just not working. And that kind of stopped me dead in my tracks. That was a hard pill to swallow that day, because I'd realized my series of choices up to that point had led me there. And I got news that I didn't want to hear, even though I wasn't looking to start a family right then and there. Hearing that was like a kind of a big wake up call for me, and saying, my gosh, if I do ever want to have kids, like, I better turn this around. So I left that day feeling defeated and really discouraged, because up until that point I had thought, like, I'm healthy, I'm thin, I'm good, but I was too thin. I was too skinny, and it was unhealthy, and it was just, it wasn't good, and it made me feel bad. So that was a big turning point for me. And over the course of the next several years, I just tried to view things differently, tried to say, to be healthy is not to be skinny, but it's to be strong, and it's to feel good. And so if I don't feel good right now, I need to find a way that helps me feel good, feel better. And that's really where my health and fitness journey came in, and where I made that personal turning point for me. And like I said, I really haven't looked back. So fitness has just become a part of my life. It's my passion. It's what I love to share with people online, in the group fitness classroom. It fills my heart. I love it. And it also, just now, as a mom, I have two healthy, happy little boys. So I'm very blessed to say that my decision to become a healthier person, I like to think, contributed to my ability to have kids. And to me, it's all worth it, just for them. But I wake up every day excited to exercise, because it's me time. It makes me a better person, a better wife, a better mom, a better leader in my business now. And I couldn't imagine my life without that outlet, that exercise outlet, in a healthy, positive manner. It took a lot of strength for me to admit that I had a problem, and for me to seek help, and kind of own where I was at that point in my life and where I wanted to go. But I did it. I had encouragement around me. I had support from my family and my friends, and I couldn't have done it without them. And so now, this is kind of where my coaching business comes into play, and I'll save that for another video. But now I just feel like it's my purpose to pay that forward, and to help as many as I can embrace a healthy lifestyle, because I do believe it's a journey for the long haul. It is about a healthy lifestyle, and not a quick fix. Quick fixes don't last. It has to be changing habits, and changing what we do day to day. And that takes time, and that takes patience and courage, and that takes discipline and determination, but we can do it. And so that's my journey. I hope you learned something from it, or maybe got something that might help you in your journey. And like I said, now as a health and fitness business owner, as a coach, I'm able to share that with others, and help them start and stay on their journey to their best life possible. So thanks for watching. Love you. And I do wish you, all the health and happiness in the world. And stay tuned for the next story.